Jeezy got a divorce.
Jeezy
got a divorce. It hurts my soul.
Holy shit.
For divorce.
He didn't get.
Here's something you probably didn't think you could catch. Divorce.
All right, buckle up because we're diving into one of the most talked about celebrity splits in recent memory, the divorce of rapper Jeezy and television personality Jeannie Mai. Things are getting messier by the day, and this breakup has turned into a full-on battle with accusations flying left and right. We're talking money, unfulfilled promises, custody issues, and even some jaw-dropping claims about abuse. So grab your popcorn because this one is a wild ride.
Hand to heart, I swear, any woman who has been divorced in that year, you have red flags if it's not going to work. I did.
The divorce between Jeezy and Jeannie Mai initially seemed like just another high-profile split, but it quickly escalated into something much more dramatic. After only 2 years of marriage, Jeezy filed for divorce in September 2023, and that's when the real drama started to unfold. The rapper, known for his hits and streetwise persona, and Jeannie, who made a name for herself as a co-host on The Real, seemed to be living a glamorous life. They had a beautiful daughter, Monaco, and fans were shocked when news of their divorce hit the headlines. But what was even more surprising were the accusations that followed.
We all know what we want. We want to feel trusted. We want to feel loved. We want to feel safe.
Jeannie Mai has claimed that Jeezy is not holding up his end of the divorce settlement. According to court documents, Jeezy owes her a significant amount of money, and she's not staying silent about it. In fact, she's taken her complaints to court, accusing Jeezy of failing to pay for their daughter Monaco's childcare and school tuition, withholding vehicle titles, and not covering her housing costs as agreed upon in their settlement. And we're not talking small change here. Jeannie says Jeezy owes her nearly $100,000 for rent alone. But let's break this down piece by piece because there's a lot to unpack here. First off, Jeannie says Jeezy hasn't paid the daycare and tuition fees for their daughter, Monaco. Now, when you're a multimillionaire like Jeezy, you'd think these payments wouldn't be a big deal, right? Wrong. According to Jeannie, he's racked up a $4,000 bill for their child's schooling and hasn't paid a cent. And it doesn't stop there. Jeannie was also supposed to receive $500,000, which Jeezy promised to deposit into an interest-bearing account for their daughter. As of now, that money is nowhere to be found.
Honestly, it was treacherous. I got some help. I did get, I saw a psychologist.
And let's not forget about the cars. Jeannie was awarded not one, but 2 luxury vehicles in the divorce settlement, a 2021 Range Rover and a 2022 Ford Bronco. Sounds pretty sweet, except there's just one problem. Jeezy hasn't transferred the titles over to her, which means she can't insure or drive the cars. And since she's now living in Los Angeles, she's stuck waiting for the Bronco to be shipped from Atlanta, a process that's been delayed because of this title drama. We mean, how frustrating would that be? You're promised these vehicles, but without the proper paperwork, they're just sitting there collecting dust.
I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with Jeezy, and here's a person who is my equal.
But here's where things get really interesting. Jeannie says that not only has Jeezy failed to live up to these financial obligations, but he's also completely ghosted her. That's right, she claims his legal team stopped responding to her back in July, leaving her with no choice but to take him to court. She's asking the judge to step in and force Jeezy to follow through on the settlement terms, and you can bet that's not going to go over well with the rapper.
To this day, I mean it honestly.
Of course, this isn't the first time these two have clashed since their split. Their divorce has been contentious from the start, and things have only gotten worse as more accusations have come to light. Jeezy initially filed for divorce, stating that their marriage was irretrievably broken and that there was no hope for reconciliation. But Jeannie was quick to push back, claiming she was blindsided by the filing and that she had no idea Jeezy wanted out of the marriage. According to Jeezy, though, they had been in therapy for months, working with several counselors, and he ultimately decided that the relationship couldn't be saved.
People change. People behave in ways where you didn't expect, and I definitely, you see things in people, and then it makes you completely not able to trust anybody after that.
That's when Jeannie dropped some bombshell accusations. She claimed that not only was Jeezy unfaithful during their marriage, but that he was also abusive, both physically and emotionally. She detailed several incidents of alleged abuse, including a particularly disturbing claim that Jeezy choked her and pushed her down the stairs at the Ritz-Carlton in San Francisco. According to Jeannie, hotel security had to step in to stop the altercation, and there are witness statements that back up her story. She's also provided photographic evidence of the injuries she says she sustained from the abuse, as well as text messages where Jeezy appears to apologize for his behavior.
Oh man, this is not looking good for Jeezy, unfortunately.
Naturally, Jeezy has denied all of these allegations. He called Jeannie's claims false and deeply disturbing and accused her of trying to manipulate the situation to tarnish his reputation. He's made it clear that his primary focus is on being a good father to their daughter, Monaco, and that he's fighting for joint custody through the courts. In a public statement, Jeezy said, "It's disheartening to witness the manipulation and deceit at play. Rest assured, the truth will prevail through the proper legal channels." But Jeannie isn't backing down. She's also raised concerns about Monaco's safety, particularly when it comes to Jeezy's alleged recklessness with firearms. She claims that on multiple occasions, she found guns lying around the house within easy reach of their daughter, which she says is completely unacceptable. Jeezy, on the other hand, insists that all of his firearms are properly secured and that Jeannie is blowing the situation out of proportion. He's called her concerns baseless and part of her broader attempt to discredit him.
We tend to notice similar cracks in our relationships we might not have seen before.
Now, what makes this whole situation even more complicated is that both Jeezy and Jeannie have very public personas. Their marriage was constantly in the spotlight, from their glamorous wedding to their appearances at high-profile events, so naturally, their split has drawn a lot of attention. Fans were initially shocked when Jeezy filed for divorce, especially since the couple had seemed so happy together just a few months prior. But as more details have emerged, it's become clear that things were far from perfect behind closed doors.
Y'all know that before they got married, there was that clip of her from her show saying how she wouldn't date a black guy.
I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Jeezy's decision to file for primary custody of Monaco also raised eyebrows. He claimed that Jeannie's busy work schedule was preventing her from spending enough time with their daughter and that Monaco was primarily being cared for by Jeannie's family members. Jeannie, of course, denied this and said that she's always made time for her daughter, despite her professional obligations. The custody battle has only added fuel to the fire in an already tense situation, with both parents fighting hard to have more time with Monaco.
I took that time to make sure I really loved back on myself and found out who I was after the divorce.
And let's not forget about the prenup. According to Jeannie, she signed their prenuptial agreement under duress just 2 days before their wedding, which is one of the reasons she is contesting it now. She's hinted that Jeezy was unfaithful during their marriage and has implied that he used the prenup to protect his assets while leaving her with little financial security. Jeezy, however, says that the prenup was mutually agreed upon and that Jeannie's attempts to overturn it are just another tactic in her ongoing efforts to get back at him for filing for divorce. What's also interesting is how Jeezy's ex-fiancé, Mallet Abrameddin, and the couple's nanny have come forward to defend him. In court filings, Mallet, who shares a daughter with Jeezy, testified that she never experienced any abusive behavior from him during their time together. She described Jeezy as a caring and attentive father to their daughter and his eldest son from a previous relationship. This support from his past partner certainly adds another layer of complexity to the case. While Mallet's testimony doesn't completely absolve him of Jeannie's claims, it does offer a counter-narrative to the accusations being made. It paints a picture of a man who, at least in the past, has been seen as a loving and responsible parent.
So come on, Jeezy, get smart with this. I think try to settle this outside of court, because the more we're learning, the more we're questioning the truth behind this abuse.
Adding to that, the nanny, Minhee Hoffler, also filed an affidavit supporting Jeezy's role as a father. She praised his dedication to both of his daughters, describing him as hardworking and loving. These testimonies could be a crucial factor in Jeezy's fight for joint custody of Monaco, as they lend credibility to his argument that he's a fit and responsible parent. Whether these statements will sway the court remains to be seen, but they certainly complicate Jeannie's narrative that he's reckless and unfit for custody. So, where do things stand now? Well, it's safe to say that this divorce is far from over. Jeannie is pushing for the courts to enforce the terms of their settlement, while Jeezy is fighting to maintain his reputation and secure joint custody of their daughter. With both sides firmly entrenched in their positions, it's clear that this legal battle could drag on for months, if not years.
I changed my mind and I said, you know what? I want to be a mom. I chose it. I decided to shift my perspective and choose this for myself.
But what's really at the heart of this drama? Is it about money, power, custody, or is it something deeper, something more personal? Both Jeezy and Jeannie have made it clear that they want the best for their daughter, but their actions suggest that there's still a lot of unresolved tension between them. Whether it's the financial disputes, the accusations of abuse, or the custody battle, this divorce has become a war of wills, with neither side willing to back down. So, what do you think? Is Jeezy really holding out on Jeannie, or is she exaggerating the situation to gain sympathy? Do you believe her claims of abuse, or is Jeezy telling the truth when he says she's making it all up? And what about their daughter, Monaco? How will this messy divorce affect her as she grows up in the spotlight? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let us know where you stand on this celebrity drama. Are you Team Jeezy or Team Jeannie? And thanks for watching, and see you next time.